America is deeply divided. There are only two sides to every issue, and there is no interest in finding common ground, not even with members of your own family. But as the 2024 presidential election looms on the horizon, there has never been a more important time to have the necessary conversation. Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. I'm Chad Kultgens. With me are my parents, Bob and Mary Lou, who are staunch right-wing QAnon, MAGA, Trump supporters, and my sister, who is a fellow...
No, we're proud Americans, which
Proud
is
Americans,
something
sorry.
you guys are not.
Let him talk.
That's correct. But my sister and I are not MAGA. We are not Republicans. And we have conversations in our family for an hour each week about the four big political topics that have happened in the prior week. But before we get to that, Dad, on January 29th of this year, you said a nuclear weapon would be used in Ukraine within 30 to 40 days. We are now 321 days past that prediction. No nuclear weapon. Has your prediction failed?
No.
No.
All right. We'll be keeping a close eye on that to see if the prediction ever fails.
We need to change one prediction.
What?
The VP.
Oh, yeah, we got to change
We
one
need to
of
change
our-
just one.
We
maybe.
predicted it would be that black guy.
Yeah.
We now believe it's going to be Kristi Noem.
Christy, no.
All right. Well, we'll see. Before we begin the podcast, we like to start up top with a question from somebody out there who is listening to this show. We thank everyone for listening. If you can spread this podcast around a little, we would appreciate it. But also, if you want to send in your question, you just record your question in a 1 minute or shorter audio format and email it to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. I go through them all. We've got an interesting one for you here today. Are you ready?
Of course. Is it for Dad and I? Probably.
Hi there,
Or
Kultgens
Haley?
family. My name
Hello,
is
I'm
Josiah,
25,
and
living in
I
my
am
mother's
a
basement.
Christian youth
Stop it.
minister in the Portland metro area of Oregon. My question is for Bob and Mary Lou. You both proclaim to be Christians, but my question is, how do you reconcile the things that you say on this podcast with your Christian faith, particularly the teachings of Jesus Christ? How do you reconcile white supremacy with the fact that Jesus is not white? How do you reconcile hating your political enemies when Jesus said that hate is just as bad as murder? How do you reconcile your metal meets meat hopes and dreams when Jesus said to love your enemy and that loving your neighbor was the second greatest commandment, and that Jesus actually was a deep pacifist and said to turn the other cheek when you are wrong, and to let it go? I look forward to hearing all of your answers. Peace be with you, Kultgens fan.
Where'd this guy study history? Jesus was a very vengeful person.
Baby Jesus.
Okay.
Baby Jesus. By the way, baby Jesus is my favorite Jesus. But back on the Catholic part, the Pope is wrong, and he's going to be gone pretty soon.
Okay.
So-
you're avoiding all the questions. Let's address them
No,
as
no.
they were set in
Okay.
order.
Okay,
Number one,
How do I
you are talking
reconcile
about white
being a
supremacy, but Jesus is not white.
Christians have been killing Muslims for hundreds of years. That's how I reconcile it. I
Please don't
say we
yell.
go back to killing Muslims.
Please don't
Okay.
yell.
But you think that that's a Christian teaching?
Yes.
Okay. What about the fact that Jesus isn't white?
How? Who
Who's-
in the hell knows that?
Who knows what color?
Well, based on where he was from and the time
Well, that
period.
doesn't mean shit.
Huh?
That doesn't mean shit. You can.
Okay.
You could be
Is-
from.
so-
He was a
somewhere.
magical white person born in the Middle East 2,000 years
So-
Could
ago.
have been.
Just like, is Santa Claus black? Is Santa Claus white? Is Santa Claus...
How
Santa
does
Claus
he
is
know-
not a real person.
I
Are you
wanna
saying
know-
Jesus was not a real
Right.
person?
I
I'll go there with you.
I want to know how your
Please
listener
don't yell.
has a fucking clue that he wasn't.
Please don't yell.
How
Because
would-
of where he was born.
Are you saying he was albino?
Huh? No. I'm not
Okay.
saying that. How many people in the Middle East are Jewish that are black?
What are you talking about? We're talking about Jesus Christ not being
That's
white.
what
He was
I'm
Middle Eastern.
talking about. Where do you
No,
think
no.
he was born?
Jerusalem.
Yeah.
No, Bethlehem is where he was born, right?
Well, okay, whatever in the hell. How many Jews in Israel are black?
I don't know
None.
why you're asking this.
Big fucking zero. That's how I know Jesus was
Okay.
not black.
Let's
No,
move
yeah.
on to the metal meets the meat. When Jesus was a pacifist, he did say, turn the other cheek. When you're wronged, turn the other cheek. You let him hit you in that cheek too.
He didn't say that.
Yes, he turned the other cheek.
He did. He
Well,
did
he
say
said
that.
turn the other cheek.
What do you think that means?
When you're having what I think that means is when you're having what do you call it, arguments about things. But when it came down to the meat in the metal,
Yeah.
Jesus was a big promoter.
How many people did Jesus kill?
It's hard to say. With all those
Zero, dude.
with all the stuff that he brought into Egypt,
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands would be my
I want to
guess.
see Dad's cinematic version of the Passion of the Christ.
Yeah. He kicks the
Jesus
shit out
just
of all the
like
Romans.
AR-15
No,
everyone.
you guys don't get it. I mean, prior
We
to
don't get it.
prior to all that shit, when Moses was floating around over there, how many
Yeah.
people do you think God killed
The guy's not
through
gonna.
Jesus?
The guy-
God kills everyone. God kills every
Yeah,
living thing.
There you go.
The guy is not going to take away my belief in God or Jesus.
The guy's full of
and
shit.
He's not trying to
whatever.
take away your belief in Jesus
Yes,
or
he
God.
is.
He's trying
Yes,
to
he
ask
is.
you,
He
how do
said,
you
"Well, I
reconcile
didn't
these
even
these
Christian."
two
I just told
opposing
you.
viewpoints that you have in your mind?
I don't have opposing viewpoints.
You do.
I'm a Christian who believes in annihilation of the Muslim population, and so did God.
Okay, move on. You're not going to win.
I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to get to the bottom of how it
There's
is possible for you
it's
guys
not
to
a
see yourselves
conflict.
as Christian, but also want mass genocide.
Because that goes hand in hand.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Christians have
That's
been
what we call cognitive
murdering
dissonance.
and-
My
and-
parents are masters at it. Let's move on.
That's right.
First topic. Is our country's blood poisoned? At a campaign event in New Hampshire on Saturday, Donald Trump said that immigrants are, quote, poisoning the blood of our country. Trump told the crowd gathered at Durham, New Hampshire on Saturday that immigrants from all over the world are, quote, pouring into the country, reiterating a phrase he used previously that sparked outcry from the Anti-Defamation League. Quote, they're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done, Trump said. Quote, they poison mental institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, but all over the world.
They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world.
When did Trump
President
turn
is-
black?
The former president is planning a widespread expansion of his first administration's hardline immigration policies if he is elected to a second term in 2024, including rounding up undocumented immigrants already in the U.S. and placing them in detention camps. Trump, on that same Saturday at that rally, reiterated his proposal to, quote, restore and expand the travel bans he first implemented towards some countries in 2017 and pledged to implement strong ideological screening for all illegal immigrants. Mom, what is the blood of the country?
I think he's just he's not talking about death and blood. He's talking about we need to have people come into our country the correct way. We need not to have people come across the border like on Friday, bringing in 10, I always say IUDs, they're not IUDs, they're IEDs. IEDs, bringing
It's
across.
close enough.
Yeah, I know. Bringing across 10 bombs. We
Yep.
need that border secure, I think is what he's talking about. That is,
Okay.
he's not talking about killing people and that the illegals'
it's a-
bloods are different than
No,
ours. And
he is literally pulling like a fucking Hitler, like the purity
No,
of
no,
Yes.
America,
not
the
the
purity
purity.
of the race.
no. He's talking about being in the United States as a legal citizen, one that has come over and says, this is my name.
Yeah.
I plan to go to this county to have a job. I plan to do this. I have 2 children. We have so many illegals in our country. We don't know where they're at.
Yeah, we do.
I
They're
think-
everywhere.
No. I wrote it down.
They're everywhere.
The
They
last.
live in our fucking neighborhood.
Oh God.
Can you get
Um,
Dad's face in the camera a little?
I'm sorry. Well,
Thank you.
it's kind of hard with one hand holding that he won't help me with.
There, put it right.
Last year, a total of 2.4 million came into our country
That's on
illegally. Last September, 260,000 in 1 month.
Okay.
Add that up per month. We don't know where they're at.
That's Amarillo, Texas.
We
every
don't
month.
know. We don't know what they're doing other
All
than
right.
bringing bombs when we can get the few caught.
You have probably more illegals living in your city than legals.
And did you know on the first day that Biden became president, or did not really become president, but he took away the border right away. Took it away.
Yeah.
Executive order.
Are immigrants bad for the country?
Absolutely.
We are all here through
No.
immigration. None of us
You're
are Native
wrong.
American.
You're fucking wrong.
Don't yell.
Okay.
You're fucking wrong.
Oh, God.
Why were we born here? Is our family lineage traced all the way back to the native people of this land?
Okay. How many times do I have to
Doesn't
go?
matter.
How many times do I have to
We
tell
are
you how we got here?
we are descendants of immigrants.
Ellis Island.
About-
Yes.
of
And
about
guess what?
200
Guess
years.
what? My
200 years.
my
We're
great-
not immigrants.
great
None of us
grandparents
are.
registered as they came into this country. They
Okay.
registered that they came over on a ship, how many children they had, where they were going to Bazine, Kansas,
settled
what
the
he was
United-
going to do. And from
Who
that,
settled this country?
What?
Who settled this country?
What does that mean? Settled.
Settled this country.
oh, no, don't
took
get
it away.
into this.
Took it away from the Indians.
What do you mean?
Who settled the United States of America and
Europeans.
claimed the land?
Is that what you're going for here?
No, not what I'm going for. What I'm
What do you
going
need?
for is
You just
we
tell me,
came-
please.
people from England came over here. They were followed by Irish and a few other people.
So Europeans.
And
Yes.
yes. And what they did is they came over here, claimed the land, took it away from the Indians. Anybody from the next generation on is no longer an immigrant that was born in
Okay.
this country.
So then anybody who illegally crosses, if they have a child here, that child is no longer an immigrant. That's an American and
I
should
would
be
go
allowed
for-
to stay here.
That's one rule I do agree with.
But Biden
Really?
will let them vote
Interesting.
for him. Of course he
If
will.
you're born here, you're here.
Biden's letting
Okay.
them
But
vote.
your mom and dad got to hit the fucking bricks.
All right. Interesting. Haley, what do you think
You
the
can
blood of the
stay
country
here
is?
as a baby
Yeah.
and be adopted by a real American.
Yeah.
But your mom and dad are on their way to fucking Venezuela or wherever the hell they're from.
All right. Haley, what do you think the blood of the country is?
This is a melting pot. There is no blood of the country. We're all here. We all fucking are entitled to be here. Like, I don't give a shit. Immigration
so let me ask
exists.
you guys a
Immigrants
question.
should exist
Yeah.
in our country. We, like you said, are descendant of fucking immigrants. Like, Grandma Garrett was from what? Fucking Russia? Dad,
Yes.
your shit is German. Like,
Bach
our
Tun.
descendants are literally immigrants.
Hang on to this.
Bach Tun.
All right, Dad,
This
you
is
said
a
you had a
melting
question for
pot.
us.
Okay, now I forgot what it was. Mom's been bitching at me. Hang on a minute. All right, if you don't think that we have any responsibility to our heritage and our country, and that's what I believe our blood is.
Okay.
And if you don't believe that illegal immigrants dilute that and water it down, you're dumber than I even think you are.
So what was the question?
Huh? Oh,
You said
that's
you had
the
a question for it. What?
Well,
There's
that's
no
the
question
question.
in that.
That's the question.
That was
Do
a
you
statement.
guys think that immigration strengthens the United States of America and does not water down the fabric that created this country?
Yes, the fabric that created this country is immigration.
No, it's not.
It was
Yes,
people
it
actually
is.
coming here illegally. The
No,
pilgrims.
there was no law. There was no
What?
law here.
Exactly. So there was no legal way to come in. That's what law means. It grants some kind of legal parameters
Oh, but
for
now-
anything to happen or not happen
okay.
or whatever.
So
So,
how-
if there's
what do
no
you-
law, then it
Oh,
is
whoa,
illegal.
whoa, whoa. So you're
Whoa,
drifting
whoa, whoa,
back
whoa, whoa,
two-
whoa.
You're drifting back 250 years and
Yeah.
comparing that law to the law we have today. Not applicable.
Just like everybody who owns a gun does with the Second
you're-
fucking
you're-
Amendment.
You're so fucking
It's
screwed
like
up.
our forefathers wanted. They told us we
Eh.
need to have guns. So which is it? Laws from 200 years ago don't apply or they do?
What are you talking about?
Do laws from 200 years ago apply to us now or do they not? You can't pick and choose and say they don't apply for immigration, but they do apply for
yes,
guns.
they do. Because as they did the Declaration of Independence, and the Constitution, that changed everything.
I feel like what you guys think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you think that this is like a white America and you want to preserve that. White America. Am I right?
No. Okay, well, who built America? White America did.
Immigrants?
No.
You still see it in New York City. Like all of the moms and pops are literally like fucking Cuban food, and there's like Chinese food restaurants. There's like Chinatown. Like these are still, they're descendants of immigrants, and it still continues on today. Like the legacy continues on.
You know what? There's no point talking about this shit. When the paratroopers come to your town instead of Israel, you'll catch the wind of it.
All right. Let's move on to our next topic. Kate Cox. Last Monday, Texas State Supreme Court issued an opinion ruling against. What are you guys doing?
Dad had to hand me the iPad.
We're having a little trouble with Sugar Bear.
Last Monday, Texas's Supreme Court issued an opinion ruling against a petition from 31-year-old Dallas resident Kate Cox to have a health-preserving abortion in her state. It did so even though Cox had already made the decision to leave Texas for an abortion because she felt she couldn't wait any longer. About 20 weeks into her third pregnancy with her husband, Cox learned her fetus had a genetic condition rendering slim to no chance of survival. She'd also suffered cramping and other symptoms severe enough to send her to the emergency room multiple times in a 2-week period. Cox believed she was a good candidate for the narrow exception to the 3 overlapping abortion bans in Texas, which say abortion is allowed when the mother's life is threatened or when a pregnancy, quote, poses a serious risk of substantial impairment of a major bodily function. Although a district court judge granted the request, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton immediately appealed it to the Texas Supreme Court. He also sent a warning letter shared on social media to the 3 hospitals where Cox might have had the procedure, saying they would face penalties despite the lower court's permission. That was last Thursday. On Friday, the Texas Supreme Court put a temporary hold on that ruling pending review. On Monday, despite not wanting to leave her home state, Cox made the decision to leave Texas to get the procedure. A few hours later, the Texas Supreme Court ruled against her and sided with Paxton. Texans can and do legally leave the state to get abortions if they have the financial means. Many thousands of Texans drive hundreds of miles across the huge state or fly to states that allow abortions. Some Texas counties are trying to outlaw traveling through them for abortions, but it's not clear how those laws would be enforced. Unlike Cox, who had the means to travel, pregnant patients in Texas who can't afford to travel for abortions can either continue to carry the pregnancy or wait until they become sick enough to qualify for the medical exception. What made this case particularly confusing is that 3 different laws governing abortion in Texas were overlapping one another. For instance, Texas has a so-called heartbeat law. In other states, those laws mean abortion is legal up until cardiac activity can be detected, usually around 6 weeks in gestation. But Texas also has a law banning all abortions from conception, which supersedes the other 6 weeks ban in early pregnancy. Now, let me ask you this. Mom, are Texas's abortion laws fair?
They're not fair because they all interpreted the law differently, and that's what failed her, I feel. I feel that her doctor failed her from the very beginning in that he stated it was not life-threatening condition for her. That was number 1, wrong. Then from there, it was at the second court that said, we'll pause and think about this. Well, you can't do that if your body is threatening you for life or death. I just feel all the laws let her down in a way.
She had to take a 2-hour car ride. Whoopee.
If that was me, Haley, or the granddaughters, I think it's just the worst situation someone should ever be in.
Yeah. Haley, are these Texas abortion laws fair?
No, not at all.
But they
this
failed
is going to
her.
become, they're trying to make this federal law. Like you guys, you kept saying that it should be in the hands of the states. We are going to reach a point where it's going to be federal law. They're going to outlaw fucking abortions altogether. And then every woman in the fucking United States is completely fucked. Women like this will fucking die.
I don't want to say this is the same as gun laws, but I mean, kind of a little bit the same. No one enforces those laws, so people continue to die there. So here,
but this law was enforced.
Yeah. Well,
They told her
No.
she cannot get an abortion when she needed one. That she had to leave the fucking state. They enforced this law so hard.
I know, but it would have been enforced if the doctor would have used the proper lingo and said that her life was in jeopardy. He said it wasn't in the beginning.
Right, but
I've
after
got-
she goes to the emergency room twice with complications due to this
Right.
pregnancy, and she knows that the
Right.
child is not going to survive because of this genetic malady that it has,
10%.
isn't that enough to say, yes, we need the abortion, whether that initial doctor made the right diagnosis or not?
In the law, in the Texas law, the doctor has to state that it was because of her health too, and he didn't. That's why I'm saying he let her down.
Okay.
This is a case in point where, you know, you preach a lot that women use abortion as birth control. This is a motherfucking, like, she has 2 kids. This is her 3rd pregnancy. She wants to have children. The law is now prohibiting her from having potentially a life-saving fucking procedure. She may be infertile after this. It may fuck her up to where she can no
Maybe.
longer have children.
Yeah,
It could
maybe.
fucking kill her. So this is an instance where abortion is 100% necessary. Any woman in any fucking state in this goddamn country should be able to decide this for herself.
Oh, it's the goddamn
Then guess what? You better have a doctor that you better get you a doctor that uses the right lingo, because what he said is
It shouldn't even take a fucking doctor. It should just take her saying, I want to fucking abort this.
No.
That is my right.
No, I don't. I disagree with that. You know that. We're pro-life.
But not when someone's going to die?
The doctor did not assess that she needed that she was in a life-threatening condition. He didn't do that from the very get-go. That was the number one
Do you really
downfall.
think that would have mattered? I feel like Ken Paxton would have said, I don't fucking give a shit.
Of
That's
course.
the law. That's the law. It's supposed to matter.
It doesn't. This is a lawless fucking land. It's a whole bunch
And then
of
the
rich
baby-
fucking dudes trying to tell us what to
It's a
do.
lawless,
It's a
fucking
lawless land. Yeah.
Now-
Have you seen?
Now that you motherfuckers have taken over.
Have you seen the big vans? I know this is off course, but the big vans, Amazon vans being hijacked. They lift the door up, they get all the stuff out and run.
Yeah, the 2
Have you
queer
seen
guys
that?
having sex in
Okay,
the Capitol.
that's for later.
What did you
Gosh,
say?
I knew he was going to bring that up. That's for later.
Okay.
I feel bad for the lady. Yes, I feel bad. My God. But you got to use the right words. You got to use the right lingo, I guess. And her doctor did not from the very start. Also,
The point being,
the
it should have
heartbeat
never
law.
come to this.
The baby did have a heartbeat too. And then that makes it bad too. I mean, doesn't make it bad, but that's
Yeah,
one
it
of
does.
those, that's one of the laws in Texas. If it has a heartbeat, you can't. So what did she do? And it's what Dad and I said in the very beginning, you got to go to another state. I hope, Biden said he would give money and
Travel expenses. So
Travel
that I can't
expenses.
get there is bullshit.
Dad, do you think
What-
the Texas abortion laws are fair?
Yes.
Can you imagine being in a situation where your life is in danger from some kind of medical condition, and
Yes.
a simple medical procedure could save your life, but the state says, fuck you, you can't have it here?
That's right.
And you'd
But
be
I'll
it
able
go.
to-
it doesn't
I
have
either
a
go
baby.
somewhere else or I die. That's my choice.
Got it. All right. So you fully
State-
support it.
States upholding the law, and they're throwing the decision back at the mother.
Yeah.
You want to go have an abortion, go have an abortion. The goddamn federal government, Mr. Joe fucking pussy ass Biden, will
Oh.
pay for you to go wherever the fuck you want to go get your abortion.
And
Mhm.
where did
And
she
they'll
go?
even pay for the abortion. So shove that up your ass. It doesn't apply.
I did
All right.
Google, where did she go? I can't find it anywhere.
I don't know. I'm sure they may be
Louisiana.
keeping that secret for a reason.
Dad said
2-hour
Louisiana.
car ride.
Because if it gets out, whatever fucking nurse, doctor aided them in an abortion, Texas can potentially just fucking say, you know what, we're taking this bitch and everybody who helped her to fucking court and
Right.
gonna try to throw all of you in fucking prison and get all of your licenses revoked.
See, that's
Yeah.
the same with her doctor. He was probably afraid to say that Because
Yeah,
if
so
he
then
did,
what? You say go to
yeah,
another fucking state. You go to another fucking state, then what happens when they put you in fucking jail for that anyway? Then you have no fucking rights, regardless.
yeah,
Because your
okay.
state perceives it as a fucking crime. Then what?
Don't know.
Then what do you do?
Don't know.
Woman really loves her kids, doesn't she?
Don't
She
listen to
does.
him.
She's trying to fucking survive this
What'd he say?
pregnancy for the 2 that she has.
Why?
He doesn't understand.
Why
Go
is
on.
she trying to survive? Where's he going? W's going on?
He's getting a drink. Leave him alone. Just keep going with the
Okay.
show. Keep going.
Let's try and simmer down a little bit. I don't know if I've already asked this question on the show. I might have, but I was just thinking about it
Oh,
over the
God.
weekend. If you could change one thing about your life, what would it be? Haley.
I want like Taylor Swift money. I want so
Okay.
much fucking money. I don't have to worry about shit. I can
You'll
get
be
whatever
blessed.
procedure, live wherever I fucking want, take care of my kids, my family, my friends. Just give me money, all of it.
What procedure would you get with all this money?
I mean, if I want to get an abortion, I won't have to fucking worry about it.
I see. So you want abortion money.
I want abortion money. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Haley wants unlimited abortion money. Mom, if you could change one thing about your life, what would it be?
I want to hear yours first, then I'll say mine.
I think I would have put a lot more effort into learning how to make music when I was younger and maybe gone seriously down that path. I love making music now, and I don't know enough about it to do anything really good. And that's kind of the one artistic arena that I really wish that I could be better in.
Why don't you put your music out? Get a fucking SoundCloud.
Some of it's out there on my podcast and whatever. Okay, Mom, what do you got?
Yeah, I wondered what both of you would say, and both of your answers were very me, F everybody else. I wish
I
I
literally
the
said
question
to
is
take
your
care of
life.
my friends and family.
Okay. Money and money hungry. Mine is I wished I would have spent more quality time with my parents to soak up their knowledge, to
Interesting.
soak up stories that now I don't even know.
Yeah.
I have a couple cousins I can ask, but they're not the stories that I needed from my mom and dad. That was number one. Then I'm doing a number 1A. I would steer you guys away more from liberalism. A 1B.
You
wish
steered
I had
us as hard as you fucking could, right off the right-wing cliff, and it
Yeah.
didn't work.
I wished I would have had a better education and went on beyond my teaching degree. I would have become a veterinarian.
You still could do that.
I would have cloned. I'm too old for it. My brain won't allow it. I would have cloned Rudy, Max, and Putty Cat. 1D. I would have been in a movie or TV show. Haley's been on TV at the Food Network.
Yeah.
Chad's been in a movie that he promised me I would be in.
I got you in Men, Women, and Children. You're in that movie.
That never happened. No, in Burt Wonderstone. You promised me I'd be in Burt Wonderstone.
Oh, I had no power over that. They took that movie away from me and turned it into a pile of shit. I had no control in that situation.
You had no control, but there you were in the movie, front and center.
Yeah.
And then
Goddamn.
That's it. That was, and Dad, get ready for dads. Okay. You ready for dads?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dad, what would you change in your life?
Wait, let me get his face.
I want to be a girl.
What? You would be a girl?
In keeping with all the wokeness in the world, I want to be a girl.
He wants to be a girl.
Okay. Why do you want to be a girl?
I don't.
Oh.
Well,
I'm just making fun of you fuckers.
Okay. What would you change?
What would you change?
No, what?
If I could change anything about myself,
Just about your life.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking satisfied with it. I don't think I'd change a damn thing.
There you go.
Okay.
He's gonna go. I want to be.
Listen, I feel like me outsider looking in, Dad. Maybe you could have had a hobby or two when you were younger that carried over into your adulthood.
I did have a hobby or two. Chad, one, you two.
Right.
I mean, abandoned me and went woke.
Abandon you?
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
wish that Haley and I were still living in your house and you could go out and hit ground balls at us every day?
No, but I wish
Yes.
we'd have pushed it a little more. And
Pushed it more?
yeah,
How could
Hold
either
that.
one of us have pushed that more?
Every day wasn't enough.
Yeah.
That's
Here,
right.
you wanted us to be pro athletes, and the
Yeah.
unfortunate truth is you and Mom are about 5'3" apiece, and there was no way that was ever going to happen.
Short hat German people.
Okay, so I guess I should have been taller, right?
Yes, that's something I would change about my life. I would make myself 6'8".
All right, there you go. Get him off me.
Okay. We've simmered down a little bit. Time to heat things back up. Our third topic of conversation today is the Hunter Biden refusal of his subpoena. Wednesday of last week, instead of complying with the subpoena issued by Republicans, Hunter Biden showed up on Capitol Hill to a gathering of reporters to say that he wants to testify publicly and not in a private meeting. And he accused the House Oversight Committee chair, James Comer, of having impugned his character and attacked members of his family. Biden said,
Yeah,
this
no
is Hunter
character.
Biden. Hunter Biden said, "Here I am, Mr. Chairman, taking up your offer when you said we can bring these people in for depositions or committee hearings, whichever they choose. Well, I've chosen. I'm here to testify in a public hearing today to answer any of the committee's legitimate questions. Republicans do not want an open process where Americans can see their tactics. What are they afraid of? I'm here. I'm ready." The two Republicans leading the investigation, Comer and Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan, said they would move toward holding Hunter Biden in contempt. Though even if they clear that hurdle, there's no guarantee the Justice Department would ultimately decide to prosecute him. Refusing to comply with a House-issued subpoena is nothing new in Washington. Trump refused a subpoena issued by the House Select Committee last November as part of their investigation of the January 6th insurrection. Kevin McCarthy, Scott Perry, Jim Jordan, and Andy Biggs have all refused their subpoenas in the same investigation as well. Dad, why won't the Republicans have this hearing in public? What are they afraid of?
Dad's in the bathroom.
Mom, why won't the Republicans have this hearing in public? What are they afraid of?
I have no idea. You know what? I'm so over Hunter Biden. He just needs to go buy him some more hookers and get out of the spotlight. I'm over him.
They just need to
Here,
shoot him,
here's-
put him down.
Here's Dad. Ask the question.
Okay.
What's the question?
Dad, why won't Republicans have this hearing in public?
Why won't they have the hearing in public?
Because you don't have those hearings in public. None of the ones that the Democrats had for Donald Trump when he was being impeached were in public.
Okay.
They
But
were
why
all
won't the
behind
Republicans
closed
have
doors.
this one?
The law.
Huh?
It's not the law. You can
They
have
don't
public
want.
hearings.
You mean why won't they have it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not the routine of the Congress to do that.
Uh-huh.
And they're trying to follow. They're trying to follow precedent and history, which the Democrats did
Right.
none of.
Do
Because
you
it's
think? Do you think it's okay for Hunter Biden to refuse the subpoena?
Yeah, it's okay for him to refuse it, and it's okay for them to put him in fucking chains and lock his fucking derelict piece of shit ass up.
So then it's the same can be applied to Donald Trump.
Yes, and you know
He should be
what?
locked up.
No.
Oh.
You know what happened?
No.
One of his people was put in chains,
Mhm.
drugged to the fucking airport, and put in jail for the exact same thing. And he lived across the street from the FBI office.
Okay.
You know who that is, right?
No, I don't know who you're talking about.
What's that guy's name?
I forget. I see his face. I don't know.
I do too.
Yeah.
He was in Donald Trump's cabinet. He refused to show up. They picked him up in the airport, put him in leg irons and handcuffs,
Mhm.
drug him through the airport, had CNN News video, the whole damn thing, put him in jail, and he was in jail for several months
Mhm.
before he got his bond set. And his apartment was across the street from the FBI office, and he had already called him and told him that he would voluntarily come in and surrender himself. And they locked him up and put him in chains anyway. That's exactly what I think they should do to that fucking piece of shit
Okay.
that
Yeah.
belongs to Joe Biden. Here.
Wouldn't you want to see the hearings, though? Wouldn't you want these to be in public so you
No,
can
it's
see his
none of
answers?
my fucking business.
It's none of your business. It's what you guys talk
No.
about every time we do
No,
this show.
Hunter
Half of
Biden
it is
is
talking
none
about
of-
the Biden crime family.
You're fucking wrong. I'm not talking about Hunter Biden. I'm talking about his fucking old man and his uncle.
Okay, well, we'll get to his old man. That's our fourth topic, of course.
And you
Mom,
know who the old man works for?
Obama.
Barack fucking Obama.
Okay.
Haley,
Wait,
let
have
me
you
ask.
guys seen? Have you guys seen Leave the World Behind yet?
Yeah.
No, because Obama did it, and no, we're not going to
It's
see
boring
it. And
as
that's
shit. It's
we
one of the
don't-
worst
no.
fucking movies I ever saw.
we couldn't watch it. We didn't want to
It
watch
just
it.
bored me to tears. I fell asleep
And you know
3
what?
times watching that
I
shit.
heard he had notes and notes and knew everything about it and how everything was shut down and all that. Wonder how he knows that.
I
And
actually
the
thought
ci-
you guys might like it.
And the
No.
Civil War movie. Who said there might be a Civil War?
I wrote that exact movie. I wrote it in 2017. And I gave it to my manager and he was like, I don't get it. And now there's 2 movies that basically are that exact movie.
Was that the one where
that's
the
why.
people had to go to Oregon?
No, the one that I wrote takes place in like a suburb out here of LA called Silver Lake. It's 5 friends are together on election night, and a kind of Trumpian figure wins re-election. Riots break out in every major city. That Trumpian figure puts martial law into effect, and he starts launching missiles into the big cities and like just killing civilians. So these
I
5
can't wait
people in
to
their
see
living room are like, we got to get out of the city. They go to like a Big Bear, kind of like a cabin place north of the city, that one of the main characters' bosses owns. And as they go there, basically all the stuff that happens in Leave the World Behind starts happening. Social media goes down, no internet access, nobody knows what the fuck is going on. They can't find anybody. There's a Kevin Bacon character, a weird racist guy who lives in a cabin out in the woods that they encounter as a civil war starts to unfold and the military fractures and so on and so forth. It's exactly these both of these movies.
And the Civil War movie that'll be out in 2024.
Yeah.
I bet I've got 5, 6, 7 DMs that said, look, people saying, look, because they knew Bob said that could happen. Look,
It's a movie though. You understand that,
know.
right?
It's
It's like a
gonna
horror
happen.
movie.
It's like a movie.
We are on the verge. We are on the verge of a race war. Just get ready.
Okay.
How long have you been ready for the race war?
My whole life.
Okay. So 70 years. Hasn't happened yet,
Mm-mm.
but it's coming.
But I'm a patient human being.
Okay.
I will get my way.
How about the border in Arizona is now shut down and National Guard was called in yesterday or the day before
By the
governor
who used to be
now
left-wing.
who said that could happen. Go
Probably
ahead and
you.
say it now what does closing the border look like to you, Mary Lou and Bob?
So you guys got water and canned goods if we got to come over or what?
A 2-year supply.
Oh, wow.
But
Wow.
if you come over here, you have to pack heat and shoot Democrats.
All right. Let me ask you this. If Hunter Biden is not imprisoned within the next calendar year, will you feel like he has gotten away with something?
Yes.
Well, let's just say that he's not.
Sure.
And will that outrage you?
Yes.
You know, I'm over the
It will outrage me beyond comprehension.
I'm over it. He's going to get pardoned anyway.
Yeah, his old man's
He'll
going to
get
pardon
pardoned.
him, and then somebody's going to give the whole family a dirt nap.
Okay. Haley.
Oh, one more
Sorry.
thing.
Yeah.
The cocaine that was never found in the White House.
Yeah.
I saw it down the news from a very kind of reliable source. It wasn't Hunter. It was someone else in the Biden family.
But it was
Joe
a
Biden.
family.
But it
Joe
was
Biden.
a family. I don't know.
Joe
They
Biden is
won't-
not doing cocaine.
How
All
about
seen
Jilly?
every
about-
one of his videos.
How about Jilly?
Well, I believe you,
Jill.
Chad, because I think he'd be sucking it up his ass instead of his nose.
Okay, stop.
Huh?
Jesus. Nothing.
Okay. Haley, let me ask you this same question. Why do you think the Republicans don't want to have this Hunter Biden hearing in public? In public.
I mean, either not enough evidence, not enough to go on.
What the fuck?
I don't know. What other reason would there be?
Yeah,
So
I
They're
agree.
making shit
I
up.
think they
They're,
don't
like,
want to
making
look
shit
bad.
up. Yeah.
Here, I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
If you don't think there's enough evidence, Joe's brother wrote him 2 checks, or his brother's wife wrote Joe Biden a check for $200,000 and one for $40,000. And they said that it was a loan repayment. Will you tell me where fucking Joe Biden got $240,000 legitimately on a $174 or $274,000 a year salary from the White House.
Yeah,
He's a politician. They
Yeah.
all make money
Yeah.
illegally.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I'm
So
not a
wait,
fan
so
of the
proof-
Biden family. In fact,
is
I'm
there.
terrified at the next election because anyone who was in support of Joe
Well, your
Biden
buddy-
is no
your brother-
longer. So
Yeah,
it's
your buddy-
after Israel, Gaza, like after that whole fucking debacle, like nobody fucking likes Joe Biden. Not even people who voted for him.
Well,
Like
Obama.
the
said
next
that
election
Joe
is
Biden-
terrifying.
Yes, I agree.
Obama came out today and said that the Democrats and Joe Biden are going to lose in 2024. Obama
Maybe.
said.
I think
Maybe.
he's correct.
I think
I
he
do
is
think
too.
he's right. I just don't think there's like voting out of fear of Trump or like not wanting Trump to be president only gets you so far. There has to be at least a little bit of enthusiasm for the person you're voting for, and there is zero
Yeah.
for Joe Biden.
Correct.
I just don't. I don't think he's going to win. I think there's a lot of people who are going to sit this one out. A lot of
Do you
Democrats
think-
who are like, look, I did my fucking duty. I voted for him once so that Trump
Yeah.
wasn't in office. I can't do this again. I don't care. Fuck this guy. I think
Do you-
that attitude is going to win it for the Republicans because Trump supporters are still like you guys. They will still all
Crazy.
come out and vote.
Mhm.
And
What
so will
about-
Republicans for the most part. I don't think the kind of like the apathy that Democrats now have for their candidate, I don't really think exists for Republicans.
What about Mighty Mike?
Mighty Mike, who's that?
Michelle Obama,
The man of the house.
the man of the house. You think she'll be?
What?
She
You,
is.
you realize
Oh my
that
God.
Barack
Okay.
Obama is
What are you
gay,
talking about?
and
I
Michelle
don't know.
Obama
This
is
is
a
weird.
man named Mike.
Mighty Mike. It's Michelle Obama.
Where
She's
did
a
you hear
fucking
this?
transgender.
She's a
Is
man.
this Truth Social?
It's all over internet. It's on YouTube.
Oh, it's over
all
Not
internet?
my internet.
It's all over internet. That's not my internet.
We can have this as a topic maybe next
Okay.
time. Mighty Mike.
Mike's got a big tellywhacker.
Okay, stop.
Mike's Obama.
Are you saying you think the ticket is going to be Michelle Obama and
No, they
She
won't
has
run
zero
it
fucking chance of winning
They-
anything.
because you know
the
he
ticket
killed-
is Biden Harris? That's what's happening now.
Yeah, no, she won't. It won't. Whatever him, she, it
Okay.
is.
Let's move on. Jesus Christ. Let's move on to our final topic. Joe Biden's impeachment is underway. Despite House Republicans
Yay!
finding no clear link between Joe Biden's actions as president or vice president and his family's financial arrangements at this point, every House Republican on Wednesday supported a formal inquiry to try to uncover a smoking gun. Regardless of the substance of their impeachment inquiry, to vote to formalize it does give them more legal authority as they seek to enforce their subpoenas and record requests. It also creates a new set of hurdles for them to clear before they decide whether to pursue formal articles of impeachment. Jim Jordan has referenced Trump's first impeachment as a blueprint for how and when articles would be drafted for Biden, meaning that the Oversight Committee will likely issue a report and then make a decision on whether to issue formal articles of impeachment. Let's say that this goes through. Let's say that there are formal articles. Let's say there is even a vote on if he's going to be impeached or not. Do you think this is going to help, hurt, or have no effect on Biden's campaign, Mom?
It will hurt him for sure if it goes forward. I just, like I said, just like with his son, I'm over all of it. I am over it. They're not going to win. I'm putting on my MAGA hat and I'm going to be dancing in the street, and I cannot wait.
All right.
I think it's kind of irrelevant. I feel like people have already made up their mind that we hate Joe Biden. Like, it doesn't really fucking matter. I don't know. Are there any grounds for the impeachment? There aren't.
So
right?
far, none. So far, they have no evidence whatsoever.
They have-
and
yeah,
they are
but
moving forward with the
so-
inquiry to
Come out.
find some evidence, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of a moot point. It's a waste
Okay.
of time, and nobody
Yeah.
really gives a shit, I think.
Dad, do you
And
think
where
it'll
do
help,
where
hurt,
do
or
you
have no
get-
effect?
Okay,
Where
wait.
do you get your information that there's no evidence?
Could he be convicted of treason?
Internet.
Yes.
Oh,
Could he be convicted of bribery? Yes. Could he be convicted of high crimes and misdemeanors? Of
Yeah.
course. Those are the 3 things for
No,
impeachment.
he was on national TV telling everybody how he put the pressure on the prosecutor
Yeah,
in Ukraine.
with so much money, and then he
You
stopped.
You either go my way or you don't get
Or you'll
the
be
$1 billion
fired.
or
And
whatever.
he was fired, yeah.
And he
All
got fired.
But Dad, do you think that this impeachment inquiry is
bribery.
going to help, hurt, or have no effect on his campaign?
Oh, I don't think. I think it will hurt him.
Hurt.
It's not going to tank him any more than it already has. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're asking me whether it hurt him. It already has hurt him.
Okay.
People think he's going to get impeached.
And
I will disagree. I think it's
let's-
actually
okay.
going to help him a great deal.
because
No,
why?
I think it is going to help him.
Why?
Because
Why?
the exact thing I was talking about, which I think is the poison right now in the Democratic electorate, is apathy. This will remove some of that. This is going to make Democrats wake up a little bit and hate Republicans a little more because it's like, oh, what are they doing? They're trying to fucking impeach him now? These dipshit motherfuckers. I think it is going to rally some Democratic voters. I think some are going to be like, fuck these people.
When they impeached Donald Trump with faulty and fake information.
Yeah, and what did that do for him? His approval rating shot through the roof. And
Yeah.
he lost the election because
What's
y'all
that?
stole it.
Okay, sure. But right
Okay,
now,
sure.
as he's going into all these trials,
Okay, sure.
his approval rating, his points are going fucking up.
Okay, sure.
All the negative things that happen to political candidates, it rallies their base because it's like, all right, we got to fight back. I don't think so. I think it's going to help.
Let me interject with one more thing.
I was saying Joe Biden can't fight back.
Okay, I was going to bring
He
up.
barely walked.
I was going to bring up the Christmas video that Jill did, but I'm over that because now there's a new video. And where was the video found?
In the senators, staffers
conference room. I'll just leave it at that.
It was a video of a staffer having sex, right?
Yes. I'll leave it at that. So Jill's video.
Where was it? It was like in an office or something in the Capitol.
In
No, it was in the
Capitol senators
staffers
conference room.
Okay. And what do you guys feel about this? You think this is a major thing?
I just think that
it just tells you that there's no morality anymore in our capital.
Donald Trump paid a prostitute to have sex with him while his wife was pregnant.
Yeah, in
the White House
or the Capitol.
You don't think Donald Trump has had sex?
No, yeah. I think you guys confuse where they cross the line on government property while they're doing government jobs. Trump never did that.
I can almost guarantee he did. He just didn't get caught.
I can almost guarantee you're full of shit. You just wish.
All right.
No, wait. Okay, get back to Jill's video. I'm sure you guys loved it.
I didn't see it.
Haley, have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. Okay, then we can't talk about it.
Let me ask you this.
Black people
this
moving on.
Impeachment inquiry that they are now launching. The purpose of it is really to find what they're kind of calling the smoking gun, the one piece of evidence that is going to make it crystal clear Joe Biden has committed some criminal act that is worthy of impeachment, potentially of some kind of criminal prosecution. Mom, what do you think that smoking gun is? What can they possibly find?
Well, it's the money that was given to him by all the other countries that was given down to his family members, like a grand
through LLCs.
Through LLCs, a grandkid that was given money through these different accounts and stuff. Then I think we're also going to
fucking bank records, Chad.
Yeah, they're going to show that. They're also going to.
But don't you guys already know about all this stuff? Those records already exist. They've already been examined, and no wrongdoing has been found.
They're going to bring that out.
It's something beyond what you guys are talking about.
Your side is the one that says there's no wrongdoing. Everybody on the other side is saying, "Oh my God, there's enough evidence to hang this motherfucker."
You know what I'd like to see is the emails, his fake names,
he bribed the fucking Ukraine on national TV.
Okay.
And then on top, that's
so you know about this, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And there must be a document or something that crystal clear points to this. Sorry.
Why do you think he keeps shoveling money to the Ukraine?
to stop Russia, one of our
No,
biggest
that's
geopolitical
bullshit.
enemies?
Fucking Zelensky stuffing that shit in his back fucking pocket. That's why they're losing the fucking war.
Okay.
No more
I would
money
like-
to those Ukraine motherfuckers.
I
Let
would-
Russia have
I
it.
would like to see the emails with his false name and all his pseudo names that he had in there. Why would he make fake names with emails going to different people? I kind of would like to see that.
22,000.
22,000 emails.
To back and forth to people that he was supposed to have no interaction
no
with.
interaction with Hunter's friends.
I don't know about any of this. I haven't read about the fake names or anything.
Because you're ignorantly blind.
Well, explain it to me. What's the scenario?
I just did.
He sent 22,000 emails.
Joe Biden was
Pseudo names.
had his name on. No, he had his name on some of it as Joe Biden, Vice President of the United States of America. And what it was is all these emails were supposed to be dinner meetings and shit like that.
Yeah.
You don't do that 22,000 times.
Well, you
and
do if
say
you're a
you don't
politician.
know that you don't know shit about what's going on.
Yeah.
No, the ones I'm talking about did not have his name. He had like imposter names, but it was him, they said. That's the stuff I'd like to see.
And how do they know it was him?
That's what it has been reported.
Because
You
what?
don't believe any of the Trump evidence, but you believe all of this shit.
yeah, because the Trump evidence was all drummed up by Hillary fucking Clinton.
So that was
Well,
all
this is all
fake, but
drummed up
this
by
is all real.
Republicans.
No.
Now what? Yes. This is
No,
all drummed up by the Republican.
Hey,
Yeah,
the
it's all drummed up by Republicans. It's all drummed up by Republicans.
The Republicans didn't go out and set up 15 LLCs, shovel money all the way down to fucking grandkids who have no talent for nothing.
Right.
Oh, talentless
Pretty sure
grandkids.
that
They
happened to
did that.
Trump. Pretty
Huh?
sure that happened. Ivanka, I'm pretty sure he was doing kickbacks to all the kids.
I'm pretty sure you don't know your ass from a hole there.
Yeah.
All
We'll
right.
see.
And you're going to find out the fucking hard way when they start knocking on your door asking for more tax money.
Knock, knock, knocking on your door.
And it's going to happen to you, little girl.
Knock, knock, knocking on your door.
And it's gonna happen
Maybe
to you
one of
too,
Mom's-
little girl.
No.
I'm talking to
Yeah.
you, Dad. I'm giving you
Bet
your
the
wish.
farm on it. The High Bakery will be getting a visit from the IRS at some point.
Mhm.
Okay, let's wrap up this conversation by asking each of us: is Joe Biden going to be impeached? Haley,
No.
Mom,
No, I wish you would, but no, of course not. He'll pay people off like he always does.
but he can't pay off these Republicans who are investigating him. It's
Yes,
either
he
they
sure
can find the
can.
smoking gun, or they can't, or they can
Right.
rig
Okay.
the political
what's gonna
scenario,
happen?
or they can't.
Okay.
They will not impeach him before the election because it's too close.
Yeah.
Therefore, he won't be in public office and can't be impeached. But he will be threatened, and everybody's going to have the evidence that he has impeachable offenses and he should be impeached.
Yeah. Have you guys?
But I don't believe he will be.
Oh, it just says that there were tapes recorded with James Biden in 2008. They have recordings now. There we go.
With him and Uncle Joe.
There we go.
Him and Uncle Joe blow.
Did
Let me
just
ask you-
sneeze? What'd you do?
No. Let me ask you one final small question. Have
Here's
you
mine.
guys heard about this third party that is forming with Joe Lieberman that is called, I think it's Without
Yeah.
Labels or something, or No Labels Party?
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Have you heard about
Uh-uh.
this? What do you guys think about a third party? Should we have one in America, Dad?
Well, it doesn't matter to me. We only have one now.
I agree.
We're about to change that.
Let's all go live in Texas.
Okay,
And
that
Mom,
would
do you
be
think we should
all-
have a third party in America?
That's what all the Californians are doing, trying to move to
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah.
Here they live in a shithole.
Mom, do you think we should have a third party?
No, I don't think
Why?
so.
I don't really care.
More ideas are bad?
Yes.
Okay.
After Trump's done, it won't matter anymore.
I agree. We would
We're gonna-
be
and
living
you
in
know
some
what?
kind of
We're
a
gonna
dictatorship.
We're going to exterminate the party that's in charge
It really
now,
is scary.
and we will become
Yeah.
It
the
really
only
is
party.
terrifying.
You know, let me ask you this actually. Are you watching what's going on in Russia right now with
Yeah.
Putin and the upcoming election?
Yeah.
You know that his main political rival, this guy named Navalny, he was imprisoned by Putin, and now he has disappeared. They cannot
Yeah.
find him in the prisons. Do you think that is what we want in America?
Yes.
No, I
As
don't
long
want
as it's
that.
on my side, I'm all for it.
I don't want that in our America. If we don't have laws that we can abide by,
Well,
why do we have the government?
We got to get rid of Merrick Garland, Christopher Wray. All those people got to be fired and sent to prison. And there's only one person who'll do that, and that's Trump.
So you're for a full-out dictatorship, Dad?
Yeah, if as long as it's Trump.
Okay.
Not a dictatorship, but
For 1 year, or not 1 year, but one presidential term, yes.
But the thing about dictators is they don't stick around for one term and go. Look at what
this
Putin
guy
has
will.
done.
This guy will be
No, he
done.
won't. He'll
Yeah,
try
he
to
will.
pass that power on to his kids
He's
after he's
81
dead.
years old by then.
Who cares? If he's alive, he will keep trying to be the president.
He's not like everybody else. You just think he is.
He's not like other girls.
well,
I want to be a girl.
let's say this: the day that Biden supposedly was our president, but really wasn't, and he got rid. Stop
I
it.
want to be woke.
And he got rid of our wall, the border. Look what's happened to our border.
What about it?
Well, when Trump's president, he's gonna go fucking murder everybody at that border. So I guess your
I
problem
hope
is solved.
so.
No,
He has said that he wants to
know,
put him
my
in
solution
concentration
was-
camps.
they
Set up 50 Jeeps with 50 caliber machine guns, mow down the first set of people coming, and your immigration problems are over.
He's
Same
literally
thing.
echoing like fucking Nazi Germany. He wants
That's
to
correct.
put immigrants in concentration camps
Ooh.
no,
and
he will not.
purify the blood of the country. Like this
No,
is too
he's
far.
going to. If you are not a citizen or came across legally, you're going back to where you came from.
Yeah.
That's
there.
And if
what's
you're
gonna
a-
I
go
definitely,
on.
I do predict that if Donald Trump is president, abortion on a federal level is overturned. You will not be able to get an abortion anywhere. Like women's rights are in the fucking
write that
toilet
down.
the
Okay
minute
with
that
me.
he's president.
You'll just have to work through that somewhere
You know,
else.
we probably aren't going to worry about it because with all the bombs coming in, all
You-
the fentanyl, we're all
you
going to
worry
die
about
anyway.
abortion when the things that are really important in this country are the Chinese taking it over and us getting the shit blown
See,
out.
for you,
inside.
it's just abortions. But for me, it's like women's health care altogether. Because who's to say what
get
medicines I
upset.
won't be able to get?
So you
Like
can't.
I won't be
do
able to get
anything you
whatever
want?
procedure I need to get.
Oh, okay. I think you're wrong.
I don't.
I was just looking back
It's
through some of
already
our
happening.
predictions, by the way. As we're winding down, we just have a few minutes. And Haley, you made this interesting prediction. If Trump is president, abortion is going to be federally overturned. I've written that one down. And I was just looking back through some of these other predictions. Let's revisit some quickly. Haley predicted on July 31st that presidential candidates will talk about UFOs in the first debate. That came true. It's a
Wow.
green light.
Hey,
Chris Christie talked about it in the first Republican debate. I mean, he kind of sidestepped the question, but it was asked of him and he was forced to answer. You also, though, said on October 8th, Trump won't be the Republican candidate because of legal trouble. That, I guess we're still seeing if that's going to be true or not. It looks like he's going to be.
Recant. He will be, and I'm terrified that he's going to be our president. So,
yeah,
I'm actually really scared. I'm not lying. Like
Mom,
living in this state is terrifying right now.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm sorry that you have to live there. Mom, you said on February 26th of this year that DeSantis will be Trump's vice president.
oh
Then you
God,
amended
no.
it on June 12th, saying it's going to be Carrie Lake.
No, now I'm going on to
Okay, another
the
amendment.
Christy Nome.
Who
I'll
is
go
it?
to Christy Nome,
Christy Nome.
right? Yeah, Christy Nome.
So this is going to be an amendment.
He needs a
on
woman,
December 17th.
and she's a strong woman.
And she's also
She's a strong woman.
She's also a minority
She's also a minority. She's a
Indian.
Indian.
I have only one prediction here. No military or civilian action will ever be taken against Dad. I made that prediction on June 18th. So far, holding up. Dad, you have 12 predictions. Let's just roll through them quickly here. The one that is most famous, of course, is on January 29th. You said no nuclear weapon will be used in Ukraine
right.
within 30 to 40 days. And no, we have no nuke 321 days in. On February 26th of this year, you said you'll need to learn Chinese within 2 years. World War III also within the next 2 years. Half of the U.S. population will be dead within the next 2 years. That's 331 million currently. So 165.5 million people need to die basically within another year. or that prediction is busted. You also said on that same day, Republicans will have full control of the House, Senate, and White House in the next election. We'll see. Then you said on, what is this? April 30th, more people will be murdered in Washington by guns than there were in 2022. This is Washington State, not D.C. So we'll see as that wraps up. As 2023 wraps up, we can revisit that one. You also said Chinese will, in quotes, hit our ass before Joe Biden leaves office with bombs. China will bomb the United States, blow up shit just like the terrorists did. That's a direct quote. So far, that has not happened. June 12th, you said if Trump goes to prison, there will be war in the streets. Blood will be shed. We have yet to see if he's going to go to prison. July 17th, Byron Donalds will be Trump's running mate.
Yeah, I recant.
That's recount.
Christy, no.
Christy, no. I'm going to do an amendment on 12/17.
Say either or, because he still could.
Okay.
I like him. Either or.
All right. September 18th, you said there will be Democrats in the Senate who will vote for Biden's impeachment. That did not happen. Is that a busted?
There are, as of right now, there are 5 who will.
Who they didn't, though.
No, they haven't done it yet. They're going to. If it comes to a vote on the floor, there are 5 that are going to do it.
All right, we'll see. October 30th, you said the National Guard is going to kill American students in Texas or Florida within 1 year. That has not happened yet.
What's that?
You said on October 30th that the National Guard was going to kill American students in Texas or Florida within 1 year. Hasn't happened yet. Okay. On that same day, you said Joe Biden will die within a year or brain dead, and then Kamala Harris will be assassinated.
Boy, that one's already come true. He's fucking brain dead.
Okay.
You also made a prediction that on that same day, October 30th, you said that Haley and I will die by 50 if we don't, in quotes, pick a side. We are still alive. We have not picked a side. And on November 5th, you said Nikki Haley's political career is over. Not yet.
It's not over.
She's still out in front of the cameras. She's still getting that screen time.
Yeah,
she's still getting money to her super PACs.
Yeah.
At any rate, that is our show for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, if you want to send in your question, record it in a 1 minute or shorter audio format. Send it to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. And again, if you wouldn't mind, share this podcast with somebody that you like so that we can spread it a little bit. We are trying to grow this thing.
Or share it with somebody you hate.
And last week, there was no podcast. I got several DMs again. I'm getting so tired of this, Chad.
Sorry,
and guess
I was
what?
ill.
It wasn't the 2 old ones again that said we couldn't tape it. It was one of the younger ones.
Well, younger.
I'm just trying to live
47.
my life.
Yeah, I was ill. I had
watching leaves turn.
Yeah, you guys are trying to be selfish.
Okay.
I had contracted an illness and could not do it. I was sick. Every once in a while, if the person who does all the technical shit is sick, the show can't be made. My apologies.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I am now the new what would I be? I'm not the creator. I would be
executive producer.
I'm gonna be an editor.
Okay.
In charge that if someone cannot make it, then one of us will have to tape an editorial. And guess what?
Great.
I did have one ready to go, and it was on the abortion lady in Texas.
If you want to do an editorial, you can do it at any time. We can put more than one episode out per week if you want. Anytime you want to do an editorial, record it and send it to me. I'll fucking put it out immediately.
I'm going to do it if one of us is sick again, because I'm so tired of people saying, where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
All right. Sounds good.
And I had it ready to go, but then I kind of thought, oh God, then they're going to like hate me for what I say or whatever. But then I was like,
Dad's literally talking about murdering people, genocides, race wars. I think you'll be okay.
Hey, come visit me anytime you want.
Okay, that's the deal. If you,
all right,
maybe it's the sick person has to do the editorial.
No, the whole point of being sick is that you can't do the work.
Yes. You want to see my loaded arms?
What?
You want me to go get my loaded
No,
guns?
goddamn.
No.
Okay.
We don't need to see
Leave the fucking guns. Leave it alone.
Okay. That is our show. Thank you everyone for joining us. We will be back next week. But first, before we go, as we always must do, Haley, I love you. Mom, I love you. Dad, even with your loaded guns, I love you.
Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. Chad, I love you.
You better fucking love me.
BTS is all enlisted in the South Korean military. If anybody cares, they're all
I
in
saw
now.
I saw that. That's sad.
Who did?
Chad, I love you. Haley, I love you. Bob, I love you. Dad was saying, who?
Chad, I love you. Haley, I love you. Mary Lou, I love you. Bob, I love you.
There's Sissy. We love Sissy. We love our
Tell 'em
Sissy.
myself.
Right. We will see you next week.
God.